Produced by Victoire.
Fashionistas, those seeking style sense, you have arrived. Styling, the podcast is here, and today we're going to be talking about a new video that surfaced. Triple H, the man himself, my good old Uncle Paul, put this out, showing some of the memorabilia in WWE, and we're going to be talking. Oh, wait, whoa! At the bottom of our screen, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our co-star, former WWE Tag Team Champion, the stylist, Rico Costantino. You're looking nice and bright down there, Rico.
Yeah.
You're radiating.
I'm radiant.
That's
radiant.
Yes.
See? Radiant. Hair is nice. Clean face.
Clean. Yeah.
Cleaned guns, everything. Oof.
I know. Look at that shirt. You know, Bodacious Suave, you want that shirt, don't you? I know you do.
Yeah, I do, especially if it was pink.
You know this man is a big fan of the Hitman Bret Hart. You know that, don't you, Rico?
Yeah.
So I tell you what we're fans of. We're fans of subscribers. Rico, what do people need to do?
You need to hit that subscribe button right now. Hit the like and share it with your friends.
That's right. Do as Rico says. Do as we say here at the Masters of Wrestling. They don't call us the Masters for nothing. Okay, Bodacious Suave is in the house with us. I am the Master Amir. And this video that just came up, Matthew, in fact, you were doing a little detective work. Don't tell Vic Venom, don't tell our friend Vince Russo that you're trying to steal his job, but you did some research for us. So tell us what's going on with my Uncle Paul.
Looks like your Uncle Paul is found himself some nice space to put a bunch of memorabilia in there that the general public can't see, right?
They can't
Whose
see.
memorabilia?
A bunch of WWE memorabilia. I think they even have your alligator. I think they have a bunch of some of your alligator pants. I heard too is laying around somewhere up on a shelf.
Nope. I have retention of all my outfits. I have all of them.
What about your mascara? What about your mascara?
Maybe they might have got an empty tube somewhere in an arena. I don't know. My sparkles.
Yeah.
Maybe they got my sparkles. But no, the only person that has anything that I wore on TV or house shows is Chris Boland. I gave him that first black alligator suit with the black pants. I gave it to him when he was a young man. So he is the only one that has any memorabilia of mine. As far as I know, nobody stripped my clothes off.
Well, they could have some duplicates. They could be. Hey.
Well, there could be duplicates, but they're not the original.
Right. Exactly. So Matthew, what you're telling us is that this is kind of like a museum that's just been shown on video, but the public are not allowed in.
As far as I know, I haven't looked too much into it. I've just seen like some pictures and all that. And to be honest, it's a lot of nice stuff. You know, a lot of stuff from our childhood and the good times of when we enjoyed pro wrestling, like the Undertaker's, all the urns and this and a lot of cool moments, all the belts, etc. It'd be nice if the general public can enter these places and have a look.
Rico,
oh my gosh,
Rico,
it'd be great.
Rico, what would you like to see if you could go back in the annals of wrestling history and pick out some not merchandise, some memorabilia from characters, or maybe even the logo for an apron, a ring apron? What would you like to go back and see in the flesh?
Oh my gosh, I'd like to see the people I grew up with and Macho Man Savage's outfits, Flair's outfits, Demolitions, Road Warriors. The shoulder pads with the spikes on them, and they should be encased in glass and, say Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, one of Flair's robes. I know he's got 10,000 of them, but, that would be great for the general public. It would bring the younger audience up to where we are and read about our past heroes and compare them to the heroes now. And, and even have a TV in there like the Captain America did, with all the old war films and stuff like that. And just have old matches going, and they could sit down and watch or stand and watch. how things were. Bruno San Martino, you know, all of them. Rocky Johnson, even Pat Patterson. I mean, I'm just flying through names in my head. You know, not the Iron Sheik, but the original Sheik who
Yeah.
used to tap his boot
Yeah.
and like it was a lead something in there,
Hmm.
and then he'd kick somebody and then he would get knocked out. You
Yeah.
know, we have his boots, anything, Hulkamania shirts, Ultimate Warrior things, just any memorabilia. I'm pretty sure you need a big place
You do need a
because,
bit. Yeah, you do, because
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff there. One of the things that sprang to mind here, I did try and text Paul, but he didn't get back to me. One of the things that I think that could be a reason why they don't open it to the public. Because Rico, as you were painting that perfect picture, you were painting like I don't know, like a Picasso. I don't know. You were just, yeah, a Michelangelo. You were painting a Michelangelo right there for us. You talked about the rich history, the robust history of WWF. Well, I think maybe if they opened a museum and if the fans of today really got to see the way it was when it was at its peak, when it was at its best, they may come out kind of like when people were leaving the movie theaters when they watched Avatar, they got all depressed. So they may come out and think, wow, it was so great back then. What have we got now? I mean, no, I'm serious. I'm being dead serious because
I know.
it may turn people off because it was so good. Theory.
Well, you got two edges of the sword,
Yep.
but
Rico, you've been to Titan Towers, right?
yeah,
Okay, so I'm not familiar with WWE headquarters. I'm guessing it's the same terms, same place. I
Yeah,
don't
it's the
know.
same place. Yeah, it is.
Okay,
yes.
so that's where I think this place is, but I don't know if he's so big. I really don't know if it's for the general public, but I think it would be great if WWE did also more Kizash for
Mhm.
WWE, right? For a paying customer to make it a tourist attraction. New York City is not that far from Connecticut, right?
No, no.
So I'm
No,
sure.
they even had a show on television. I think it had wrestlers in it going and picking up memorabilia.
Mhm.
Some wanted to find their own stuff, but it shows that was an interest in all this stuff. People have.
I think there
Uh,
is. I think there is an interest, and I think I didn't look at it, guys, so I apologize. I know the fans are going to go off on us because we didn't look so thoroughly, but I think there would be a big interest if this was to the general public. I really believe that.
I
I
think.
would donate. I would donate my to the museum itself. I'd donate the stylist, probably the tiger stripe shirt and pants, and I would donate one of the Rico gimmicks with the makeup.
Mhm.
One of my outfits there.
Yeah,
You know,
that would be nice.
because they
Uh,
were actual TV worn, house show worn, everything.
There's
That
yeah,
would
something
be a
out there.
real thing.
There's something out there for everybody, right? It's not all just about belts and cages and whatever. We like to see everything.
you,
Those were all moments that Rico was involved in. That
you,
I'd like to see stuff like that.
you know,
Little
you know,
little stuff.
yeah, I know what I'd love to see. And Matthew, I want to ask you first
You
before
you already know. You already know. You already know. I'd be locked up and calling Rico to bail me out because I would steal Bret Hart's leather jacket, and so we already know.
you're already
See,
established.
there you go. Now you popped a couple. Roddy Piper's kilt.
Yeah.
Brother Love is, even though I don't care for the guy, Brother Love's preacher suit.
Yeah.
I'd burn
Stuff
it.
like that. DX,
Mm.
NWO stuff with Nash and Hogan. I mean, you can just keep going and
Yeah.
put kind of an homage to like Owen Hart,
Yeah.
because he went through a characters,
Mhm.
and this includes the women too. Just the women in my day weren't so big as they are now.
Yeah.
And women are playing a very large role in today's productions.
I tell you what, let's ask our viewers. Our viewers, let us know, what would you like to see in a WWE museum? I'm gonna blow some people's minds right here. I'm not interested in belts. I'm not interested in gear. Tell you what I'm interested in. I want to see those old sets that Mean Gene used to interview in front of with the
Oh yeah.
the SummerSlam logo behind it or the WrestleMania. That's what I want to see. And by the way, we're on a subject. Let me blow off a little bit of steam here, and I'm directing this at my Uncle Paul. Why is it? Why is it that they don't have backstage in you, Rico? They interviewed you backstage at AEW. Did they even bother to build a set? No, you were just backstage in the arena. What the heck is this sloppy attitude, Rico? Come on. I mean, you got to have a set. You have to have a set. Am I wrong or am I right, Bodacious One?
I'm just going to lack of passion, lack of creativity, and probably budget cuts. Anything to save $1. Who knows?
Well, they're once in a while, like at pay-per-views, like when I won or when I got the belts retained for Billy and Chuck, we went and talked to a female interviewer and we were on a set. It was a setup for interview.
Yeah.
When Billy and Chuck, retained the titles and I interfered. I think it was against the Hardys. But yeah, we went to a set with a female and we cut a promo.
That was the SmackDown set, right?
Yep.
Which was a nice looking set too.
Yeah.
Again, viewers, write us in. Do you want to see the return of sets? Do you want to see the return of a different, a good interview?
It's not happening, and I'll tell you why. They're pushing Vince McMahon out of the way. They're coming up with their own stupidities.
That's true, Rico. This is what's happening. It's all in the tabloids. We're breaking news here, even though somebody else out there. I don't know. Yeah, Rico. And the Bodacious One knows about this.
Oh, well, I know about it. I was there. I was a witness.
Yes. Somebody out there, right there in podcast land. Yeah, they may be a little bit ahead of us because they have about 8 years over us in production terms. But at the end of the day, they are imitating us. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, Rico, as you know.
I know, but you'll always be second best.
I'm not going to lie. My feelings were hurt because I broke the news.
Yes.
And I broke it to you live when I was there and I sent you a text.
Yes. Yep.
So I'm not going to lie. I'm a little, my ass is a little sore on this subject.
Yep. Matthew gave us some breaking news. We covered it immediately the next day on Masterclass. And now, lo and behold, somebody else has copied our story. Yes, Rico, they have. And now they're
How do they have a stylist like me?
They don't have a stylist. They don't.
Oh.
They have a man who needs to have a shave. That's what needs to happen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He doesn't have sideburns, does he?
No, his sideburns are right around here, like whiskers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
I might have to make a few calls to Uncle Luigi.
Yes, Uncle
Luigi. Order a pair of cement scuppies.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, who do I send this fish to?
So, Bodacious, were you going to say something?
Not right now. I'll save it for the closing remarks.
Okay. So I was just, before we go there, I was going to say, don't fall for cheap imitations. Do you remember that ad that WWF used to play back in the day when they made fun of the Macho Man or you remember that do you remember that, Rico? Did you ever see that? There was a period in the mid-90s where they used to do these little ads and a guy would go, "Oh yeah, digging it." And it was like a fake Macho Man. And then the real Macho Man would come out and they'd say, "The World Wrestling Federation, don't fall for cheap imitations." I think they'd taken shots at WCW at the time. But yeah, same with us here on the podcast. So, but we've reached that time. Rico, closing statements for us.
What your mind can conceive, your heart can achieve. Always.
Amen. Bodacious Suave.
Yeah, back to this museum. How much stuff in there do you think is Triple H's memorabilia?
Uncle Paul?
Uncle Paul is, I tell you what.
It's probably all his stuff, this freaking museum, right? All his belts that he won, his DX hat, his robes, his boots that you imitated that you wear now.
No, let me clarify this. Those boots were part of our family lineage, and also the robes that he wears. They're from the old country. They're a family lineage. So in actual fact, neither one of us copied each other. Of course, he came before I, but no, they come from our family lineage. Bodacious Suave. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Just to clarify that for all of you viewers.
Touched a nerve there. I'm sorry.
No, there's no nerve touched. When you're the master, nothing. No, it doesn't touch you. All right. So, all right, wrestling fashionistas, thank you for joining us. All praise and glory to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Yeshua. We will see you next time on Styling. God bless. Fans, the time has come for you to flex your appreciation in style. The Masters of Wrestling delivers the most truthful pro wrestling content week in, week out. And now we want you to show your support wherever you go. Power and Glory, the podcast t-shirts. Order yours now. Styling, the podcast t-shirts. Order yours now. To order your t-shirt and for shipping information, use the email address in the description of this video.